That's it. That's all you need to know. That's it.
Alright,
If you
event's
want
done,
to
I'm
go,
out.
if you want to know, if you want to know about Banter, you just point at our website today.
Where's Dusty?
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. But you want to stay up there? Are you done? You good? You can do it, Andrew. You can run it if you want. I don't mind. You got to answer the questions though. We have to put up a live stream for you to answer the questions. Are you ready for that? This flashlight is strange. Don't change it, Aline, but there's some weird stuff going on here. Anyway, welcome to our Space Makers event presented by myself and Ander, I guess, this week. This is our event when we talk about space making. A lot of you are familiar faces and you've been here before, so I'm sure. Oh, look at that! Now we can both stand. There you go. How about that? You can be number one. So yeah, usually how we do this is we've got a podium here, which is as equally slippy and slidey as mine, which is fun. And you can get up there and ask a question, and I'll be happy to answer. Honestly, it could be about anything. It doesn't have to be just about space making. It can be about what is that skeleton so surprised about, and we can speculate, right? I don't know the answer. Is the honest answer to that one, but yeah. So what I do typically until somebody steps up is I tend to waffle, and yeah, I mean I can pick any topic. I'm working on the new SDK, right? That's something a lot of you I think are excited to see, and as part of that, I kind of realized that hold on, the SDK and the ability to kind of load spaces the way it does is actually maybe about 50-60% of the game and the whole core of it. So it's actually turned into this massive project, but one that I'm pumping through, which is really exciting. One thing I've had to do recently is re-engineer the loading experience, and yeah, as part of that, we decided for the first time to make a loading space that you could actually move around in, right? Rather than just being locked in place. And I'm sure all of you saw this, and I'm just waffling, so it doesn't matter. I can talk about anything. But Aline has done this amazing thing. She's been experimenting with shaders, trying to show that the whole spatial video thing on Apple Vision Pro is actually just a gimmick, and that it's not spatial video, it's just stereo video, which we've had for quite a while, combined with a stencil crop, so that when you get close to it, it kind of looks like a window, right? That's why they're that sort of size. But yeah, the new loading screen is going to take whatever the image is for your space and make it into this 3D feeling kind of stencil cutout. It's not quite stereo, but in the future, maybe stereo is something that we could add to it, right? So that your loading experience is just that little bit more delightful. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep going, right, until somebody comes up. I'm just going to keep waffling, guys, and maybe you're all liking this. Nobody wants to. Oh boy. I mean,
get down, Casper. Get down.
I'm happy to waffle. Don't get me wrong.
I did it. I did. No, my controller went that way.
No, you didn't. Go ahead, Casper. Go ahead. I'll answer your question.
I was looking at my phone. I was like, wait, what?
Do you have a question? I'll honestly answer your question.
I didn't. I mean, I had a question, but you already started talking about it. I was just gonna ask about like for the SDK, what are the changes are going to be for the people who already built their world? What are they going to do?
That was the same question I was going to ask.
Gotcha. That's a great question. Hopefully nothing.
Fuck.
Hopefully nothing.
Isn't that a good thing? Then why you say?
I think that's a bad thing, actually.
Why? You don't have to change it. Like update.
Yeah, we don't want to rebuild them again.
It's not.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't
have to rebuild again.
Functionality.
Yeah. You have new functionality, but you don't have to rebuild from the bottom.
Okay. I was I was stupid. I have a different question. So
okay, go ahead.
Fuck. Wait. So we all the time asked about and talked about SDK2 and what the thing that you're going to basically bring in with it, but we never actually talked about them at once. So what are some big things that are planned in the future, near future, that we might be expecting to see for every user here? I think we're kind of wondering that.
Big things in general, or big things related
what are
to
some big things,
the new SDK?
What are some big things, small things, some stuff that are interesting that we might expect in the future, in near future?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. Right now, the biggest things for us is a complete overhaul of our menu, which I'm sure some of you at some point have seen, but we have completely built it from the ground up with a whole new technology that's supposedly a whole lot faster, can look a lot better, and can work a lot better. And yeah, we're well on our way to building that out already. And yeah, I think in a few short weeks, we're probably going to have a version of that to land. I think initially when that comes out, it's going to look good, and it's going to probably have a lot of user experience improvements out of the box, and a few new features like being able to search for spaces and events, as well as maybe a whole range of configuration options that you'll find in the settings screen, right? So those are two things that are going to come out of the gate, right? How many times have you accidentally Spider-Man'd when you just wanted a thumbs up? Well, in the future, you'll be able to optionally turn Spider-Man mode off in the world if that's what you'd like to do, right? So that's something that's definitely really important for us. I think we've kind of recognized internally that pushing as hard as we are when it comes to promotion and marketing on the platform could be a whole lot more effective if that onboarding experience was better. And you know, we've heard it umpteen times from you guys, from ourselves, from new users. You know, those initial get over the hump, create an account, where do I get an avatar? If that was much easier and that could be solved, that's basically our primary focus from this new menu, is to make that a simple, intuitive thing that you don't have to be told or have to ask how to do, right? And yeah, I mean, other than that, one thing that's been ongoing now for a number of weeks is the custom avatars, right? I think that's a really exciting thing that we've now got the ability to do that. And whatever happens going into the future, you know, we've crossed that threshold. We are going to continue to have support for that, and we're going to continue to improve on support for that as we go into the future. So that's definitely a really exciting thing that I think, you know, is just yeah, it's definitely it's great to see how many people have really engaged with that, from people creating them to people just, you know, wanting their own versions and getting set up. But I think, you know, the third thing in that trifecta, and I'll stop there because I could keep going, but the third thing in that trifecta is this new SDK that I'm working on, and I think that it's going to allow us to expand the platform beyond static worlds and events into actual games that people will come specifically to play, right? And my hope is that that might help us to drive a new type of engagement on the platform that we haven't had before. So the new SDK, whilst you could build games with the existing SDK, and there's a lot of stuff there, the truth is it's painful, it's clunky, there are so many workarounds that you have to do in order to get things to work, and I'd rather not put creators through that pain. But the great news is the new SDK is going great, and with, you know, the last year and the hundreds of glitch projects that I've created and been working on, and that are embedded in almost every world in this place, we've done a lot internally in terms of dog fooding with our own tools, and we've really got to get a feel for what's good and bad about our existing SDK, and we've combined that together with 10 times as much feedback from you guys, from the community. And we're really looking to try to address a lot of the pain points that people have right now with creating actual games, right? Games that you can come in and you can play. But yeah, Dusty, I hope that answers your question.
And the release date for SDK2 is to be decided, right? Still.
Yesterday. I think we released it yesterday. Right?
What? Wait, it's here?
That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be a bit from now on. Every time somebody asks me, I'm just going to say yesterday.
Just say 20 years.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, boy.
Wow. All right.
No, I think we are
Standard
probably looking at maybe 6 to 8 weeks at this stage, right? I'm kind of at the point right now where I'm rewiring a lot of the internal of the app to work with the new SDK as it stands, and at the same time building out this game that I'm working on. I now want to move to working with Aline to build out a game that uses the visual scripting system that we're also planning to support. And then we want to work with a community member and have them build a game or port a game more specifically, right? And in Aline's case, we may also be just enhancing some functionality on some existing spaces using the SDK. So that'll hopefully shorten that process for us, but still allow us enough time to properly kind of stress test and put that SDK under pressure to try and make sure that it's going to be ready for prime time. So yeah, 6 to 8 weeks I think is probably a reasonable
2
estimate.
months?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay, I am very content with that. Yeah. Thank you.
Dead, go ahead. I keep
Okay,
sliding to the right here.
I'm not used to being up here. This was either a question pushed towards you or to Aline, but I see that she is non-existent.
Okay.
I wanted to know, do we have a number of synced objects we can have in a space at one time without crashing the platform?
So I think there's a hard limit on 100 synced objects in a space right now, but be warned that does include avatars. Now, with an avatar, each avatar counts as one synced object, if you think of it that way. So if you have 30 avatars in the space and 70 synced objects, you're probably going to run into that problem. We actually had that issue. We were debugging that problem in the courtroom, right? Because it turns out there was over 70 synced objects in there, which is kind of crazy, right? That's a lot. That's really on the higher end of how many synced objects, I guess, typically you would expect to need. And I think even Vanquisher was surprised to learn that that's how many was in there. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. 100 overall, minus the number of avatars.
All right, thank you.
Cheers. Hey, Zell.
Hey, so we've talked a little bit about this before, and I know it's been a thing that some people of my friends coming from Horizon has been asking about. Can you talk a little bit about sound in game, both like spatial sound, like the drop off, and also whether or not we're going to get sliders on each individual person and stuff like that? Can you expand a little bit on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, as regards spatial audio, I'm not too sure what extra on top we would kind of need. Maybe there's an option to, like you say, have the roll off and maybe some other settings be controlled by a space so that you could have some sort of, facsimile, some simulation of physical sound or physics-based sound. But yeah, I mean, I think to the second part, being able to adjust the volume on a per person basis, yeah, absolutely. I would think that if we can't address that immediately in the new menu, as soon as it launches, it will be addressed very soon afterwards. And yeah, we definitely will be able to add that in. Yeah. The avatars, for anybody who's building worlds, by the way, the avatars use plain old box standard audio sources, which actually gives you quite a lot of power. You can create audio reverb zones and stuff like that. Some of you have seen that in other worlds before, which can affect the avatar voices, and yeah, you can put all sorts of effects onto them. So yeah, that's definitely a benefit of how the current system we have works. Is there somebody underneath me? Is that what's going on? Is that why I'm pushed up?
No, it is stuck.
Right. Hang on, maybe I can fix it. Well, that's weird.
It is.
Okay, I'm just going to move over here. Thank you for that, Zell. T-Max, go ahead. You are megaphoned, and that looks like a great avatar. Can you tell us about that before you ask your question?
Oh, yeah, this is actually my avatar. I was having a hard time getting it uploaded, but somebody else I gave the file to, and they helped me make it ready to upload. So
Gotcha.
this is my actual face.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Congratulations on ripping your face off and virtually attaching it to your avatar.
Thank you. I appreciate that. First of all, just got a comment. When I loaded in a little bit ago, I was having issues loading everyone, and even my body, virtual body, wasn't loading for some reason. I had to actually quit out of Banter and reload it, and I still had to clear the cache and rejoin. So I don't know if anybody else has had that issue today.
Anybody else?
No.
Anyone else notice that? Any problems? Maybe there's a Ready Player Me
Plus,
problem.
two of your podium parts are missing for me as well, just so you know.
Oh, that might be if you were a late joiner. This might not be synced unless you.
There has
possible.
been a little bit of FPS lag I have noticed on my Quest 3. Otherwise, no.
In here, in this space.
Crystal Lake and here a little bit. I'm on 57 right now.
Gotcha. Well, we've got a lot of people in the room. We're at 32 people, which is pretty high, even for Quest 3. So yeah, I think in future we're in fact that's another thing to go back to your question, Dusty. But we are going to do a complete overhaul on the avatar system. That's something that's probably going to come immediately after the menu rollout. We've hired a new engineer who's going to be starting in mid-April, so we're going to be able to increase capacity in terms of how much we can achieve and how many features we can get done and how many bugs we can get fixed. And I think when it comes to being able to improve the performance we can get out of some of the core game features to maximize the available performance overhead for the spaces themselves, right? The new menu is going to go a long way to do that, but also we're going to overhaul the avatars and we're going to see what we can crank out of those as well, and maybe get more than 32 in a room without having to degrade the frame rate too much. Yeah. Any other questions then from you, T-Max?
Well, on a personal note, I haven't been in a while, at least a week or so for Banter, but that's because I have a friend over in VR chat who's kind of been in need of her friends lately. She's been going through some stuff, so I haven't had time to actually step into Banter until now. But yeah.
That's okay. Well, kudos to you for lending a hand to a friend in need.
Absolutely. And my friend Gamzee, she actually came in here once or twice. And she is one of the sweetest people I've ever met in VR chat. So when she's upset, I'm upset.
Gotcha. That's great. Well, when you're upset, we're all upset, right, guys?
Exactly.
Yeah. Big heart, T-Max. Big heart.
But other than that, I don't actually have a question that I can think of, but I at least wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, well, we appreciate and love and respect you, T-Max. So, yeah, come back whenever you want.
Yep.
Good to see you.
Kurt, go ahead. You're megaphoned.
Okay. This selfie stick looks cool. I've never seen it before. Is there a way I can get my own in my own world, or?
Yes, there is actually a kit bundle system. It's in a Discord. It's in Share Something Useful under Space Makers. There's a whole write-up on how you can just bring the kit bundle into your world. It's got that camera plus a really mad video system, the same video system from the Crystal Lake. So it's a really nice little kit bundle you can pull in and experiment with. But
can it be modified or?
Well, as a kit bundle, it's basically ready to go as is. You can
right.
move it around, place it, turn things on and off, decide which items you want to spawn from the kit bundle, let's say. But no, I mean without the source code, you won't be able to make too many changes. Maybe I could talk Aline into releasing that.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe make a stereo version of it too. You know, where you get stereo depth or something through it. Interesting.
Yeah, that could definitely be cool.
Yep.
We've tried to play with a lot of stuff like that ourselves. In fact, we are working on a proper stereo correct 3D mirror. But
awesome.
Full disclosure, it will slowly increase the size of your head the longer you spend looking at it. Well, that's the condition if we're going to put it into the platform. And also, full disclosure, it will take twice as long for your head to return to normal, so everybody will know what you've been up to. But hey, if you want it, we'll have it. We'll just have a mirror, an advanced AI-powered mirror detection system that can detect if your gaze is at a mirror for longer than 200 milliseconds.
VR chat has a mirror people. That's all they do. They're going to VR chat.
Basically, you don't really want mirror dwellers in this game.
Yeah, mirror dwellers.
Well, I mean, I don't mind them. I just like to be able to clearly tell by their bubble-sized heads. Maybe we'll add a little bit of bounce to them. And,
where do these files get stored on the pictures?
What files?
Taking a picture of this.
I think they go into the pictures folder in the SD of your headset. But if you go to your gallery or the files app in your headset, and I think you go to like recent or something, they just show up in there. And what's really handy is if you go to our short URL, sdq.st/es event snaps, right? Then you can upload your images straight from that selfie camera or the one that's at the back of the room for most of you. You can upload them straight into our Discord. They go into the Event Snaps channel, right? So it's often handier than going to your PC and syncing them across or syncing them on your phone or whatever. Maybe you guys are already running Discord on your headsets anyway. I don't know. You guys are probably living in the future. Who knows? Right?
Oh, yeah.
But that head bit with the mirror, that's fun, right? That'll be good.
That's brilliant.
Start looking like Ed Bighead from Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, definitely. Oh God. Okay, so yeah, what am I in? Third place? Is that what this is? Third place. Okay. Congratulations to Ander for coming in first place in today's Space Makers Who Can Steal the Podium competition by impersonating the host by using their avatar on short notice and trying to pretend like they're them. But everybody can tell because they never speak. But yeah. I mean, well, we've got 7 minutes. Can I keep running this out for 7 minutes? What do you think, Ander? Oh, let's point. Let's all collectively point at the website just to really put our energy and brain into everybody. Just collectively point. So you remember to point later. And if somebody asks you, how do you get to the website? You just point in some random direction and maybe just wave your arm around. You ever do that? You know, you go to somebody and you're like, you want to show them something, say, hey, look at that thing over there. You just go, hey, look at that thing. Whoops.
We've all done that.
Oh, I swear that wasn't planned. Yeah.
Yeah, move your arm around like the character from Jurassic Park Trespasser.
What happened? Where did Ander go?
Yeah.
Disappeared.
Is he underneath?
No. It disintegrated.
Poofed out of existence.
Maybe. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, and he's back.
Here he comes.
And he's back. And we didn't even have to kick him from the space. I swear we didn't kick you this time. Yeah, Faye, let's see. If you want to come up maybe and maybe spend a few minutes talking to people about some cool event stuff we've got in the works.
Sure. Absolutely. I will
Nice.
stand here because I know that I don't do well with those platforms.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Okay, so let's see. On March 10th, it is the 1-year anniversary of the sunsetting of Alt Space VR. And so we've planned a couple of events so that people will be able to come together and celebrate the memory and the friendships and all of the things that we all kind of experienced over there. I've put out a form on the announcements section of our Banter Discord and also in general that you can click on and submit up to 10 photos that you really love that you'd like to share with the community, and even a place to link a YouTube video if you've created a small YouTube video about AltSpace, and also a little area for you to type in a personal message if you wanted to include it in a slide that will be displayed during the event. But let's all get together and celebrate the community and the friendships that we had there, and just talk about our stories and things like that. And then normal event programming will go in between those events, but we can all hang out with each other and just hopefully reconnect with people that we haven't seen in a long time. Maybe this will bring some of us all together. So, yeah. And for those of you who didn't experience AltSpace, you'll get the chance to meet some of the old OG AltSpacers. Hopefully they'll be around too. So we've had a chance to form a lot of new friendships and rekindle old since Banter came to be. So we're very, very grateful and very happy for the community that we have here. And then as far as other events coming along, we do have a few other ones that we'll be announcing at the Banter Highlights in an hour or so. So stay tuned. And the next event that we have coming up in 4 minutes is Backrooms Origins Part 5. So make sure you come.
Didn't know you guys are all hanging out here in the second instance. This is a cool instance, right? Am I on megaphone?
Yeah.
Can people hear me in the other instance?
Yeah, you're on megaphone.
Yes, we hear you on this instance.
Oh no, am I talking shit? Am I talking shit about the people in the other instance that I was on megaphone? Oh no.
Not again.
Second instance for life. Right?
Yeah.
It is. It is. It's cooler here. This is it. This is where you go to do nothing. Just get away with doing nothing, basically. Yeah.
Ooh, that's close. Very
Look
close.
out!
You got a question, Skiz? I see you're up on the podium of
No, he's in the other
questions.
instance. You can't push him in. It's just a clone.
I don't know how I got up there.
Well, you're megaphone now. So
Shut
make
up,
up a
Megaphone.
question.
Hello. Cross the instances. I was switching myself.
Oh boy. Nice. Look at all these peeps hanging out here in instance 2. That's crazy. Okay, AFK jail. That's where you're going. AFK or not, you go to AFK jail. It's now not away from keyboard. It's under fucking
George
kills it. Jail. That's what it is. Okay. So everybody can go there. You don't have to be AFK. But yeah, I don't know. Am I still megaphoned? I don't know. In the other instance, I'll assume that I am.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's us coming up to the end. I'll wrap it up for Shoseki's purposes. Let's all just do a random wave in some direction, like we're kind of waving generally to the universe, because that's.
we lost him.
He's gone.
We
He's
got a
done.
megaphone.
Oh man.
Hi.
Real
You
shame.
may want to tell him that he got a megaphone.
Quite a dramatic end to the event.
Keep waving the real
Shane,
shame.
you are not megaphoned anymore. We lost you in the first instance.